Hey, what's up everyone? How's it going now? Today is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. And I'm going to talk to you about, sorry about that, my camera shifted. I'll talk to you guys about preparing to go writing graffiti. This is towards the end of the train era, when we were just doing whole cars pretty much, you know. It's like, there's only a couple of lines still functioning, if anything. At one point it was just one line, and the only place to really get them was right over here, literally half a block from where I was laying my head and going to sleep at night. It's like half a block entrance into that tunnel, yeah, from my mother's house. So I had to do was like half a block to get there. Those are like the only trains left, like 89, and the end of 89, going into that. Anyway, that's what we would do. I would be home, I'd eat good and all, I'd sit there with my mother, sometimes my brother, but yeah, at that point he was in prison also, on a different charge. He's always in prison. But, yeah, so I'd hang out with my mom. We'd watch the 10 o'clock news. It would be over at like 11. And the Honeymooners would come on. With the stars, Art Cohen, Audrey Meadows, you know, Jackie Gleason, you know, the Honeymooners. And when that's over, so I'd pick up my little bag of spray paint, kiss my mom goodbye, and I'd go over to Andrew's house, Lace. And we'd sit there a little longer. Normally, one or two people more we might be waiting for at Lace's house. And then we'd get together and we'd go back down to where I just lived. And Lace lives about 8 blocks from where I live, about 8 blocks away. So I'd walk 8 blocks to meet him, hang out in his house, smoke a little bit of weed, and be sitting there and shit. Maybe one or two other people might come along, like KK or NI or something. Hold on one second. My dog is trying to get in, and my dog won't stop scratching at that door until she gets in. She wants a little attention, you know? Come on, girl. Come on. Hey, Bobby, you walked her? Alright. Come on, go back. Alright. Now, where were we? The Honeymooners, right? Yeah, so we'd be over at Andrew's house, and the Honeymooners just had to smoke a little bit of weed, shit like that. At this point, I get to about 1:30. And we'd all get together, and we'd walk over to 63rd Street and 2nd Avenue. Well, we could also go through the cut-through from the Queensboro Bridge, where the upper deck of the 59th Street Bridge goes into Manhattan from 62nd Street to 63rd Street. It's a cut through these long beige walls. You hop over that wall and climb through a hole in the fence. You go behind the D&D building, a decorative design building. And you make a turn, make a left turn. There's a door there, a brick building. You pop open that door with a butter knife. You go down them stairs, and you're in the layup where they park the trains. You have to walk a couple blocks up till you get to about 5th Avenue. That's normally what we would do, either way. And especially at that point, they were remodeling that part of 62nd, 63rd Street. So that shit was cut off from traffic. You didn't even have traffic going there. You could just walk right in, climb right in, and you'd be right in there. You pop that door, there's no one even able to walk by because the whole shit was closed off. They were repaving the roads and shit for a long time when they were redoing the whole 59th Street Bridge, the whole upper deck of it. It was a couple of years. Like the final years of fucking the train era with the graffiti. Yeah, that shit was like a desert, man. You could walk right into that fucking layup, man. Yeah, that shit was cool. Most people would all jump in through 57th Street. They'd actually jump in through the train tunnel of the train station known as 57th Street. You could also jump in at 5th Avenue. This is all on the double R, the N, the Q, all those lines. 5th Avenue train station. You go in from there, and you would run downtown, and then go back uptown to go on to this lift part. And that lift track goes right into the layup. And it's you know what it reminds me of? Like Grant, or the A, up there 175th. Where I got my face cut open. Yeah. It's similar to that kind of layup. Or like Grant. Like Grant almost. but not as big. But yo, they put a lot of trains down there. Yeah, we'll go down there and we'll all figure out what we're gonna do. And on the top of the staircase, this is near the wall, near Central Park, behind the pony rides. There's another way to get in. And we'd go in that way too sometimes, because this way we don't have to hike all the way through. It's all abandoned tracks and shit. There's no one there. But between 2nd and 3rd Avenue, you're going west, they do have a security guard there. But you just look around, make sure he ain't there. There's been a few times he's actually showed up right when we were in the middle of the station. He just looked at us and kind of ran away and shit. I don't think he thought much. He probably called the police and shit or whatever. But the police were only going to come around there and look and see if anything's getting robbed. They're not going to go all the way up another 3 or 4 blocks to where the trains are. So we never really gave a fuck if the security guard saw us or not. It didn't bother us a bit. They didn't know we were there to write graffiti. If they thought anything, they'd probably figure we were just homeless people going to find a place to sleep. Or if not, with the amount of bags and the spray paint we had, they might assume we're in there to do some heavy fucking thieving, man. Like some serious, like, breaking and entering. But they would never ever think of trains or writing graffiti. We weren't children at that point. Yeah, like 1988, 1989, we were men. We were grown men in our 20s at that point. Yeah. So yeah, I remember once it was me, Mike McCann, Lace was there, Mike 173, I think D3, me, yeah, there was a whole shitload of us. And we were just hanging out on the abandoned 2nd Avenue station. It was just half made, like all the tiles weren't in and shit. We just got, I think we got done hitting the layup. Yeah, Mike even has radio and shit. I remember that shit, yo, Mike had his fucking boombox with him. He was playing that Mike 173, Mike Kershaw. What's all? Yeah, that shit was crazy. I remember the song too, it was like the Cars. Yeah. You know that, the Cars, the group? That shit was like, come on, let the good times roll. And I remember that shit. The fucking guard, he came down. He had a Rottweiler with him too, but he just turned around and started walking back away. And Mike Kershaw was like, how old's your dog? Oh, because Mike had a big dog named Earl, which was kind of like a big canary presso type thing. I actually think it was like a Mastiff mixed with a Pit Bull. Earl was a big fucking dog. Kershaw had a big old Earl. Fucking his head was like a steering wheel, man. Yeah, big old Earl. Poor Earl. Yeah, that was funny, man. Mike's like just trying to have a conversation with the guy about his dog. You know, meanwhile, it's like, you know, we're like grown fucking men, you know. And dude's like just trying to like get the fucking safety and shit. I'm like, come on, man, you know. But I believe we didn't hit the layup. I think we actually kept walking down that time. But anyway, on a normal night, we would enter right in through 5th Avenue. Sometimes you could lift that grating up. You go right in, you hop over the wall. Make sure no one sees you hopping over the wall into Central Park, 5th Avenue, and 63rd Street. 5th Avenue, 63rd Street. The Pierre Hotel right here, once upon a time known as the Copacabana, was over there. Yeah, you were pretty much hopping over a wall, right, diagonally across from the original Copacabana. Yeah, the original club, the Copacabana. Yeah, and then you have the Pierre Hotel, FAL Shorts, down 2 or 3 blocks. General Motors building is there. Yeah, that's pretty much all I could say. That movie Home Alone. Well, you know, Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin. That was filmed about 3 blocks from there, 4 blocks from there. Yeah, so you're pretty much walking to 5th Avenue, 63rd Street. And you're jumping over that little wall. It's like a wall, like the height of a bench. It's like a 4-foot wall. It's not even jumping. Me, I actually have the leg span, but, you know. Anyway, you go there, you lift up a grate, you run down to the trains. Parked right down there. That was the easiest and most convenient way. Now, once you go through and you get over that gate and you go through the first door to start heading down the stairs, we actually had a little office there. It was like a little metal door there. I had a desk in there and shit. I remember Lace and them, they'd sit there and play around with their outlines and shit. So, oh, yeah, maybe I should do this. Like, say Lace all of a sudden is going to team up with someone else to do something on a whole car. Like, he'll originally do his whole car, and then they're teaming up on some other collaboration. They'll sit there and figure out what the fuck we do. They'll smoke a joint and shit, yeah. At one point there was even a water cooler there, but the water cooler's been there for like 20 fucking years or something. It was nasty. But yeah, a little office there. No one ever wrote any graffiti. I think only J.A. and them. I think that's how the whole problem really started with J.A. and Omni. Like, No one else really wrote graffiti there at all. And then them assholes went and fucked that shit up, you know? I mean, rest in peace, Omni, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what really started happening with J.A. and Omni and them. Yeah. That's, yeah, as far as I could think back, I remember that's what pissed Lace off, and they started doing, like, films and shit right over his brand new whole cars, like, it didn't even get to run yet for no fucking reason, man. Yeah, it was weird shit. I mean, considering they're hanging out, talking to us and shit, you know. Just like stupid little kids, like drunk. That's what it was. They were drunk, I remember. But yeah, yeah. We had a little office there, hang out there for a little while, you know, boom, boom, boom. Then we finally get down and go right on the trains. Everyone pick what car they want, this, that. And do whole cars. Yeah, we'd be there, I think it was about 1:30. Yeah, you figure 2 or something, by about 2:15, 2:20 a.m. in the morning, we're in front of the trains, we're pulling out our cans of paint, we're actually starting our outlines. Which to me was very simple, just a big R and a D, the same thing over and over. Sometimes I do little like hooks on the ends of the R, you know, and make it look like a dollar bill style or something. Sometimes I won't do a hole in my letters, but it was all pretty much the same shit. Lace and them, they did all kinds of wild, pretty stuff. Yeah, by about 3:30, 4 in the morning, a few people still going because it's at this point it's just the real pretty shit. You know, these guys are doing real pretty shit. It'll take a longer time. You know, they're still fiddling around. Some of us will actually leave. Some of us will stay. It depends on what's going on down there because sometimes we won't let people leave. If you're coming, you're there until the end. We can't have you straggling out and causing problems, you know. And you go straggling out of the tunnel and you draw heat on us. They start smelling spray paint. You asshole go running around writing graffiti or something like that and you get arrested or something. Nah, yeah, if you come with us, you leave with us. That was the rule most of the time. But sometimes, like, if I wanted to break the fuck out, I'd be like, yo, Drew, I'm out. Because he knows I'll, you know, Lace I'm talking about, I'll be like, I call him Drew. I'll be like, yo, dude, I'm out. I'm tired. He'll be like, you know, I'll leave. But he knows I'm not going to go running out of there like a fucking elephant in a china shop or something. Like, bang, bang, boom, smash and shit all over. He knows I'll sneak right out the place and no, you know. But yeah, if it's someone else, I'm like, nah, man, you got to stick around. Because, you know, motherfuckers, I mean, we would never think about someone calling the cops or ratting on us. That shit just didn't exist with us. That, you know, I don't know. We never had problems like that. Yeah. That's pretty much all I could say about that. That's just on average time to a whole course. Sometimes you actually bump into people down there, and then all of a sudden there's not enough cars left to do what we wanted to do. Problems would ensue, or if not, someone would have to do the other side, do something under the windows, you know. But, you know, you couldn't do the actual whole car. You'd have to do end to end, and, you know, that's kind of like, oh, man, I wanted to do a whole car, you know. But, yeah, we pretty much had pick of the litter. If there was someone else there, man. Yeah, man, I gotta go down there with that shit somewhere, man. I mean, there's other trains, too. There's other levels. You know, you go down the next level and go the other way. But that's when you bump into the Ridgies. But, you know, it's either that or go home, man. You know, but, you know, this right here, this flat. And when it's angled out, that's the shit, you know. Yeah. All right, people. Bling. What should I do? I'll put a picture on of Lace and JJ. I think Cavs is in the picture, or Cavs took the picture, or something like that. But yeah, that's towards the bitter end, 88, 89, something like that. I'll put a picture of them actually on them in the train tunnel. And Cavs, I believe, got, that's his photo. When I heard, or I think he might have sent it to me, or someone else sent it to me, but he gets the photo credit for that. He does those books, Graffiti from the Platform in 1988, 89, or something like that. He was taking a lot of pictures, and he took this picture. He caught Lace actually doing a Felon piece, F-E-L, I believe. Or maybe it was the whole thing, I don't remember. I'll have to look at the picture. But Lace is sitting there, I believe, a can of brown. And you can see JJ sitting right next to him, keeping him company. I like that shot. It's a cool shot, man. It really captures the moment. Peace. I was looking through the photographs, and yes, I found the one of Lace doing a Fell, I believe that was a Fell 357 piece under the windows, and you could see JJ leaning against the tracks there, sitting on the catwalk with Lace when he's doing it, keeping him company. Then there's someone in the background actually wearing a work vest. Originally I thought that was me, but I don't think I was there when he did that fell. I also will include a Felon piece that he did under the windows with KK1. Lace did a lot of Felon pieces. Lace did a lot of different pieces on a lot of different names. Sometimes he wouldn't even put his real tag or crew or anything like that. I remember once we did a big dose in the 6th lay up there between 68th Street and 59th Street. Yeah, that shit went up to the Bronx and came back crossed out by MPC, you know, because dose MPC. They got wind of that shit. Oh, I swear that shit didn't last one day, man. That was doing when MPC was going over everybody. They did a big dose blockbuster under the windows. Just extra pain, which is fucking around. The layup's like fucking right here in the neighborhood. It was no big deal to us, you know. But it just said dose. It didn't have no crew. Yeah, that's actually before. That's before 357 was even around. So yeah, it just said dose. I don't even think he put ESP in it. It didn't even say ESP. Just a big dose piece. And they crossed that shit out. Those MPC dudes. Funny shit. But yo, keep your eyes out. You'll see JJ and Lace on this catwalk with someone behind them wearing a work vest in one picture. And then the other picture, you'll see a different Felon piece with the KK one. That's just to show you Lace was the person who was doing those Felon pieces.